Which is it? Is the price punitive enough? Is it high enough to make you change your behavior and make you make better choices? Or is it no big deal? You just get the money right back in taxes. Maybe you'll even get rich off this tax, guys. Hey, here's a tweet by a senior advisor to Bill Morneau, the finance minister. Sharon Kaur is her name. And she's tweeting back to some conservative who's talking about the price rise. She says, maybe don't drive a gas guzzler. This is the millionaire who had the good sense to inherit Bill Morneau. He inherited a rich company from his dad. Oh, and he went on to marry a billionaire. So his office is chirping at someone for driving a gas guzzler. Just saying. Maybe don't drive a gas guzzler. Just saying. Do you think that Bill Morneau has ever in his life, even when he was an infant, ridden in an economy car? Here's a photo that one of our rebel journalists took right outside the Toronto offices of Morneau Chappelle a few months ago. That's the huge company Morneau inherited from his father. That car there is a Mercedes S-Class, parked out front, vanity license plate WFM, William Francis Morneau. I don't know if that's Bill's car or his dad's car. They have the same initials. If you scroll down here on the website for the S-Class, right to the bottom here, depending on the options and the model, that car sells, do you see it there right in the middle on the bottom? MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price, $258,000 plus tax, plus options. That's a 300 grand car, all in. So yeah, I know these kooks keep saying the world is going to end from global warming. What's the latest? In 12 years, everybody, 12 years. But they sure don't live like they believe it, do they? But back to the whole rebate thing. If it all evens out in the wash, if you pay tax and you get it all back, why would we be doing all this anyways? What's the point? But if it's punitive and hurts enough, especially to poor families, to make them change their lives, well, I guess same question, why are we doing all this? Here's how Catherine McKenna puts it in reply to her Ontario PC counterpart. She says, why don't you use every tool at your disposal to fight climate change instead, Minister, like a price on polluting perhaps? Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, a progressive conservative, used that very tool 3 decades ago, and it worked. Well, it's true, Brian Mulroney did in fact price pollution when it came to real pollution, something called acid rain, which was the result of sulfur pouring out of smokestacks largely in the US Midwest. And that actual sulfurous smoke would drift up to Canada from the United States and cause acidic rain. Sulfurous clouds are not natural. That actually is pollution. Acid rain is not natural. And it was a problem that came from very specific factories. You could track the actual factory. And it was in fact solved. There is no more acid rain today. That actually is a great example. Except that carbon dioxide, CO2, isn't pollution at all. It's natural, it's not hurting anyone, it's the stuff of life. And you can't even track it, that would be too absurd. Literally everything with lungs, from your puppy to a bird, exhales CO2. And everything with chlorophyll inhales or just absorbs it from the air. In that regard, Canada's already a net carbon sink. We're a net carbon absorber. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.